What's up, POD Nation? The holiday shopping season is upon us. Where your customers are merry, your sales are booming, and your caffeine intake qualifies as a performance-enhancing substance.
That's right, it's Q4, baby. Your inbox is unhinged, your sales are climbing, and somewhere out there, your competition just started sweating.
So today, we're giving you the ultimate gift, automation, because your time is money, and we're here to help you get more of both.
We're diving headfirst into tools, tricks, and strategies to streamline your entire print-on-demand workflow from idea to doorstep so you can stop grinding and start scaling.
We'll show you how Printify's newest automation features handle the heavy lifting, and later we'll be joined by our special guest, Curtis Blackmore from MyDesigns.io.
Curtis is bringing the heat with a live demo that'll show you how today's smartest POD sellers are using MyDesigns to save hours, boost profits, and let tech do the tedious stuff.
Plus, we've got news fresh from Printify HQ, holiday trends, live prize giveaways, and a few automation hacks that'll make you feel like your business just hired a full-time assistant.
So grab your coffee, put the phone on silent, and get ready, because this episode is all about working smarter, faster, and keeping your sanity intact this holiday season. This is the Clicks to Riches Show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. You are in for a special treat because we have put together a stellar presentation all about how you can automate the things that you can to streamline your workflow and save you time and make you more money. And then at the very end of the show, we're gonna box it all up in a nice little package for you in what we call our action report so that you can put to work everything that we presented today. It's gonna be a great time, I promise you. But first, let's give a shout out to some of you folks out there that are joining us. Leah, how's that chat looking?
It's looking wonderful as per usual. Sophia is excited to be here. Well, so are we. MyDesigns has entered the chat. Hello, we are super excited to have you as well. Chris Huffman says hello, can't wait to see what's happening today. Plum Crazy Design says, I made it for the beginning for once. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
To you. Dan P.I. just placed my first order ever today. Also a big milestone.
Oh, congratulations there, buddy. First of many, let's hope. But folks, we're gonna be covering a ton of topics today. We've got news, we've got trends, we've got top selling products, all sorts of stuff, and you're gonna have questions, not to mention after we present to you all that cool automation stuff. But lucky you that we're gonna have a live Q&A session a little bit later. So when those questions pop up during today's discussion, no need to hang on to those until the end and pop them all in at once. Pop those into the chat. Our moderator, Talish, will go ahead and snatch those out, and then we'd be happy to address those a little bit later during that dedicated live Q&A portion. And also, we're going to be dropping links and things like that into the chat for that sort of color in our discussion. Those links, feel free to click on those and save them for later. But you can also find all those links in our description. So if you're watching, on repeat, that's where you find all that cool stuff. But I did mention that we were going to give away some prizes, and I'm nothing if not a man of my word, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to ask you to stick around to the very, very end because we're going to pop in a link to our post-show survey. And those of you that fill it out, let us know how we did today and what you'd like to see from us in the future. We'll select 3 of you at random to receive our grand prize package of a awesome Clicks to Riches t-shirt that you can wear this holiday season and make everybody at the holiday parties jealous this year, and $50 of Printify sales credit placed directly into your account. So stick around for that. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. At 3 points in today's discussion, we'll put the brakes on and we'll ask you to pull out your Printify accounts and enter a coupon code. And those of you that enter it the fastest, the 3 of you that enter it the fastest, will win an instant $15 into your Printify account. And you can win up to 3 times. So that's like $45 instantly. And what better time than right now? Leah, I think we should give away some money.
I think we got to start with money.
All right. So I'm going to ask you to pull out your Printify accounts, and on the left-hand side where it says wallet, go ahead and click there and go to the reward center and find the coupon code entry box and prepare to enter today's first coupon code. And remember, folks, if you do win, let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate. All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, streamline. Streamline, that's the word of the day because it's all about streamlining your workflow so that you can optimize your time and efficiency. Streamline, just like this. All right, and remember, let us know if you did win so we can all celebrate. But let's go ahead and cover the latest breaking news straight from Printify HQ because we've got some really interesting stuff to share with you folks. Etsy has recently put out their holiday trends report, and you can click on the link and investigate it yourself. They always do a great job of this every single year, sort of proactively coming out as the season is getting going, letting you know what is happening on Etsy in terms of style. Okay, and this year it's all about personalization. We'll get to that in a little bit, but the 6 biggest trends according to Etsy are what you find on your screen. We've got Nana Holiday, which is like a nostalgic, cozy, like vintage kitchen meets family heirloom vibes, like Nana meets grandma. Then we have Supper Club. This is one of my favorites. Like think about it's an elevated dining and entertainment at home experience, like surgeon table settings and serverware, host gifts, things like that, which you can find plenty of in our catalog. Playhouse, which is bright, bold, playful decor and gifts, like dopamine-driven, color-heavy, nostalgic and things. Nutcracker Core, which is like a theatrical, like luxe holiday style with jewel tones and velvet textures and things like that. Gothmas, another one of my favorites, which is like a darker holiday aesthetic. Think of like black lace and like moody tones. And Shiver the Season, and that's just straight up pirate stuff. Okay, I don't know which one of those stuck out for you, Leah.
I love the Gothmas trend. I mean, I think it's really cool to combine those. And I don't think it's like that typical goth that you think of. It is kind of black, darker, like dark romance, think lacy aesthetics. But I think it was also one of Pinterest's top trending styles for the year. So I'm not really surprised we're seeing it come into the Christmas season either.
Right. My favorite was Supper Club because especially this time of year when people are having all sorts of dinner parties and things like that, they want to put on like an exclusive, unique experience for their guests. And I mean, we got tons of products that fill this gap, like our charcuterie boards and our glassware and napkins and things like that you can really put on a festive holiday atmosphere when you have guests over this year. Thanksgiving's right around the corner, all the Christmas stuff, and like we're already seeing a surge in demand for products like these. But it's like the holidays, it's all about being seen, okay? So update your listings with the 2025 top aesthetics, okay? If you're not doing personalization already, please give it some serious thought. Check out the last episode of the Clicks to Riches show where Leah gave an awesome demonstration all about personalization. So check that out. You can find it in the live section of our YouTube page. And, optimize your listings, including the themes and the names in your keywords, because that's what people are searching for this year. And like, do you have to go all in on like one of these? No, but I mean, just if you wanted to incorporate aspects of it into your aesthetic this holiday season, well, Etsy's telling you that's the way to go.
I highly recommend checking out that article because they've linked the presentation or the slides of it in that article. And it's like 15 slides only. Even if you don't think your niche could fit one of these aesthetics, it's worth taking a look. There's some good keywords to hit. You might get inspiration. They show all the different products, kind of the top sellers for each of those aesthetics, and it really gives a lot of just cool ideas.
Very much so. Well, let's check in with our friends over at TikTok because they've been hard at work. Now, they've invested nearly $1 billion into the safety and technology and staff to improve buyer and seller trust. Although they're erring on the side of the buyer, and I'll get into exactly what that means here in a second. So let's break down what's going on TikTok right now. Well, it's tight. They're tightening their product approvals with over like 70 million listings rejected. And what they're doing is they're basically cleaning house. They're getting out the non-compliant sellers and creating space for those of you out there that are doing it right. And I think that is an absolutely wonderful development because if you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's, you got nothing to worry about. And they're cleaning out all that extra, all those sellers that are just taking up space. So plenty of room for you to thrive on there. So I recommend double checking your descriptions, making sure your imagery on point, because being as honest and straightforward as possible is going to land you on the happy side of the TikTok algorithm.
It's kind of giving me a little bit of deja vu of when Etsy was keeping house a little bit. They put in new requirements. They're trying to keep out all of this kind of low effort AI slop.
Yeah, because authenticity is where it's at. Okay, if you can't establish that kind of trust with your customers right off the bat, you're going to have a hard time converting them into a paying customer. So I mean, 1.4 million sellers declined. I mean, that's a crazy number. Again, clearing house, and make sure if at all possible, you can verify yourself, use your brand logo. All this stuff is going to breed trust that your customers are going to need to pull that trigger and buy something from you. And and I mentioned that they're erring on the side of the customer, which is pretty standard for these kinds of marketplaces or e-commerce sites, because, well, they want people to come back and buy more. So what that means is basically use our network fulfillment status page. We got a link coming up here in just a little bit. That is also in the description to get the latest health on our Printify network. If you need to pivot and find a new supplier, go there and see who's busy, who's not, so that you can send your orders to the right place so they get through and in the mail as quickly as possible. Okay, respond quickly to customer inquiries, and really give some thought to including like a package insert with, at the very least, a thank you, and at the most, so like a QR code or a coupon code, something like that, to generate that repeat business. Because the influx of customers you're getting right now, there's a great opportunity to turn them back into customers in 2026. And I recommend, like when I was working with our top sellers, I would always recommend having a 1 to 2% rainy day fund. And what that is it positions you properly for in the event that let's say there's a dispute either on TikTok or TikTok Shop or elsewhere, and you have to give a refund, or there's that one customer that is just that is making a lot of noise, and you want to provide them with a refund to avoid a bad review. There's all sorts of situations where you might have to come out of pocket just to resolve things and live to fight another day. If you sock away 1 to 2% of your profits in that rainy day fund, well, you have that sort of accounted for already, so it doesn't hit as hard. And plus, it's just a nice little safety net to have.
I think no matter where you're selling, not just TikTok, but these are generally good rules to practice. Always have high quality listings, high quality images, be authentic about your brand and what you're trying to sell. And of course, always try to provide a quality customer experience. Now, this isn't just for TikTok. This is for anybody who's selling anything. Exactly.
And at the end of the day, TikTok is going to side with the buyer over you. So as long as you are prepared to face that eventual situation and like mentally prepared, you're going to be fine. Okay. All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk products, because right now we're in the thick of the holiday season. It's like going strong right now. So what products are leading the way? So what we've done here is we've taken out the tried and true winners, your t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts and things like that. And we look at the other products that are climbing the chart. And number one with a bullet, yet again, wrapping paper. No surprises here. It came on strong last year, coming on even stronger this year. This might be the product of the season. Like last year, I declared it was the year of the sweatshirt. Well, this year might be the year of wrapping paper. And let's not forget here, folks, that it's all about gift giving. So that's why you're seeing two different blankets on here. You're seeing the mugs and you're seeing the soy candles. Okay, they are perfect. They're one of those perfect safe gifts that you can buy for somebody that you don't necessarily know what else to get them. You can always get them a mug. You can always get them a candle, and they're going to have a Merry Christmas.
And these are all products, too, that people want personalized. I mean, the wrapping paper also, I could imagine a pet owner would love wrapping paper with their dog's face on it, with a Christmas bow or a Santa hat or something. And people are willing to pay $20, $30 for this wrapping paper. So those of you saying that people will not pay that much for wrapping paper, yes, they will. They do. Our data shows it.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a discussion in my live Q&A yesterday. We're talking about how could somebody possibly purchase wrapping paper for the price that you have to sell it through Printify? Well, because you're offering them something that they can't get down at the Target or the Walmart, and it speaks to them. And if you can personalize it, wow, what a great experience. All right, so what should you be keeping your eye on? Well, no surprise, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about Thanksgiving and the Black Friday and Cyber Monday that comes right after, folks. If you're not excited about this, well, it's time to get excited. And at the very least, make sure you're available to respond to customer inquiries because things move fast. If you don't get back to your customers quickly, guess what? They're moving on to your competition. So make sure you are available during this very crucial sales period. And let's not forget, that there are other holidays that are being celebrated this time of year, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. And just to make sure that we are including everybody in the holiday season. And of course, let's check in with our friends over at eRank as to what is trending currently on Etsy. No surprise here again, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas, gifts for him, phone case. Now, why did I include crochet blanket on here? Do we sell a crochet blanket? Well, not necessarily, but we do sell that woven blanket. So that kind of ticks that box. And of course, Christmas phone case, it's all about Christmas. So do yourself a favor and take this on board as part of your data analysis and let it guide you through, this holiday season to success.
Now, just because you see that we have crochet blanket up here as a keyword doesn't mean you can go using that in your listing for a woven blanket, right? You don't want to mislead your customers telling them it's something that it's not. But you can go look at those crochet blanket listings and see kind of what designs they're creating, what colors they're using, and use that as inspiration or ideas of kind of exactly what kinds of blankets they're looking for.
Very well put, Leah. So what are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Any of these news stories or trends resonate with you? Are you seeing it yourself in your sales? Is there anything that we missed? Let us know in the chat so we can all benefit from the wider knowledge of the Clicks to Riches audience. And this is a great opportunity for me to invite you to join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on the Sellers Club. Now, that's on the free side of the Sellers Club, so anybody can join. Though I do those on Mondays and Wednesdays. Come join me and let's talk about the things that are important to you. Use code JOINSELLERS2025, sign up for the Sellers Club, get the first 30 days free, check out everything that we have going on there. And we've got live events, we've got one-on-one mentorships, we've got live class sessions, there are workshops and boot camps. And what I think is the most important thing about the Sellers Club is being part of that awesome community of like-minded sellers, all there to support and grow together. So what's new from Printify, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we've got a couple things I'd like to share with you. One being the fact that Etsy has recently allowed you to upload 20 mock-up images instead of the normal 10. Well, we followed suit and we're now allowing you to upload 20 mock-up images directly from the Printify platform right to your Etsy store. Now, Leah, what's your take on this? Is 20 mock-up images too much?
I don't think it's too much. I think 10 was almost too little sometimes. You know, if you really want to show every angle of your product, different variants, show some of the details, the benefits, it can start to get cluttered and crowded. Giving 20 photos gives you more room to work with. Do we need more than 20? I don't think so.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, and that's certainly not the only thing that we're bringing to you as an announcement here on the Clicks to Riches show from Printify. The Comfort Colors 1717 now available in the UK. Congratulations to all the sellers in the UK. Now you have access to sell the most popular t-shirt that we sell. And it was a couple months ago that it took the top spot, and it took the top spot for a reason. It's a great shirt. I love these things. It's one of those products that you buy and you put it in your hands and you're like, okay, now I understand. It justifies the price. And the Comfort Colors 1717 will soon be part of the Printify Choice Global Fulfillment. So if you're in Australia, Canada, UK, EU, that'll be available there in the very shortly in the coming weeks.
Yes, start preparing your designs for the Comfort Colors.
Yes, and there's a lot of name recognition with that Comfort Colors right now. I mean, people understand what it is and what it means.
And a lot of unique colors. Use that to your advantage when you're creating your designs as well.
All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit again, because we're here to talk about automation. So let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. And the presentation that we're bringing you today, well, it's for two different types of sellers. One being the side hustler. If you want to automate things so that you have a little passive income coming on the side and you want to sort of like have a hands-off business that sort of like generates things on the sides, and you spend as little time as possible managing that. or if you want to use automation to amplify what it is you do so you can get more done in the course of a day so you can start scaling your business. And we'll demonstrate exactly what we mean by that as we get into our discussion here. But why is this even important, ladies and gentlemen? Why are we making such a big deal out of automation? Well, because it helps you reduce burnout. And burnout is one of the leading causes for business failure. And the last thing I want to see any of you do is give up on this, because there are tremendous opportunities all throughout this industry. It saves you time so that you can keep things more organized. And it also saves you time so you can focus on what's more important, and that's growing your business. So let's talk about automating some of these menial tasks so you can focus on what really matters. So speaking of what really matters, Leah, let's talk automation. What do you got for us?
Yes, so we're gonna start all with Printify, because automation really does start right here at Printify, because we're already doing way more behind the scenes than many of you might actually realize, right? So the moment your customer hits buy, the order goes into Printify, it's routed to a print provider, and it gets sent right off to production. You can choose it to go in an hour, you can go every 24 hours, or you can set a daily order submission time, okay? It's end-to-end fulfillment right on autopilot. And we even pick the best print provider for you. And if you're using Printify Choice, we'll choose it based on cost, location, production speed. So you don't have to guess, you don't have to do that additional research in which fulfillment center will be the best for you. Now, speaking of Printify Choice, what is that between order routing? Those are two very popular things we have on our platform, and they're kind of like the twin engines of Printify that keep your business running. So think of Printify Choice as your prevention system, okay? Every order through Choice automatically goes to verified, top-performing print providers, the ones that have been proven for speed, accuracy, and consistency. So what does that mean? It's gonna mean fewer delays, fewer reprints, and happier customers before the problems even happen, okay? Now, if something does go wrong, this is where order routing kicks in. Think of order routing as your backup system, okay? So if a provider runs out of stock of something, order routing jumps right in, and it's gonna instantly reroute that order to another provider who can print and ship it on time. And together, they're the reason your orders aren't stalling and your customers don't complain and you don't lose sleep, okay? Now, we also have automatic payments, okay? You don't have to stop and pay for every single order. Your card or your Printify balance is going to pay for the production and shipping costs automatically. And while all of that's happening, Printify is also sending status updates right to your store and your customer. So you're gonna be getting fewer "where's my order" messages. Now, we also have bulk creation tools. If you want to launch 20 new designs at once, you can do it in bulk through the Printify API. There are other third-party tools, or you can use platforms like MyDesigns.io to instantly apply one design to multiple Printify products. You can duplicate your best sellers, you can tweak their colors or slogans and publish it in batches, which is all perfect for scaling. Now, the best part of all of this is the performance and quality monitoring. So everyone behind the scenes here is watching your print quality, the turnaround time, the analytics behind the scenes, so you don't have to babysit your products, okay? So if you've ever said, "I wish I could automate my POD business," good news, you have already fought half the battle just by using Printify. And of course, it doesn't stop there. If you're selling on eligible channels, Printify will even handle the customer service for you with Printify Connect. So fewer late night emails for you, more time creating, or a smoother experience for you and your buyers. Now, of course, we always have more tools coming to make your automation smarter. We've recently released the Trends tool. It's gonna help you spot winning designs before they take off, and this is all right in the Printify platform. We have the Printify mobile app, which we announced during Amplified, so you can manage all of your orders right from your pocket. And we have Co-Founder. It's our new AI assistant, and what it's going to do, it's going to guide you and suggest trending ideas. It'll give you design concepts, all helping you launch new products way faster. So Now that your fulfillment is automated, let's talk about how to keep your sales moving automatically too with some additional tools. Now, if you're selling on Etsy, definitely take advantage of their automated coupon system. So you can automatically send thank you discounts or target shoppers who have favorited your items or maybe left one of your items in their cart. You can send them a special discount, and Etsy will do that automatically if you've enabled that. Now, if you're selling on Shopify, you have a little bit more flexibility. You've got a whole additional set of tools through Shopify Flow. So this kind of automates the back office of your POD business. So you don't need to do any coding. There's no extra apps, no extra staff. How does it work? Flow runs on a simple rhythm of trigger, condition, action. Okay, so let's say that a Printify order comes in. Flow will check for those details, and maybe it's a hoodie or it's a US order or it's a VIP customer. Flow will then automatically take action. It'll tag the order, it'll update a spreadsheet for you, or it'll fire off a thank you email to that repeat customer. So whatever you used to do as kind of this repetitive admin work, Flow can do that and turn it into background automation, okay? It's gonna keep your orders consistent, you'll reduce mistakes, and it's gonna help you spot trends like top sellers or delayed items without having to dig through a bunch of reports, okay? But here's the real magic. So Flow uses real-time data through Printify. That means all your automations, your tags, alerts, emails are always synced with what's actually happening in production and fulfillment. So you're not manually tracking anything. There's no extra dashboards, just smooth end-to-end automation. And of course, we can't not forget about ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is your creative assistant, it's your copywriter, it's your strategist, all rolled into one. So some quick examples. If you're stuck on a design, you can simply ask it, give me 10 trending POD niches for 2026. Boom, you've got 10 ideas, right? If you want slogans or captions or product titles that sound like you can feed ChatGPT your brand voice or the style that you're going for and have it write it in your tone. And if you're using AI art tools, you can actually ask ChatGPT to generate those prompts for you. So your visuals will be more on brand, they'll be more specific. In short, it's gonna help you stop guessing and start creating more with intention. And then there's tools like Zapier and Make. Those are kind of like your digital interns, okay? They're gonna connect all your tools together and they never sleep. So quick examples, when a Printify order comes in, maybe you have it auto log it into a Google spreadsheet. Maybe you finish a new design in MyDesigns and then you auto post it to Pinterest, or you send it to Printify, or when a customer buys, it shoots off a welcome email for you, all happening automatically. So when you combine ChatGPT's creativity with Printify's fulfillment power and MyDesigns, you stop running a store and you start running a system, okay? So if you thought automation was just about saving time, it's actually about buying your time back, because Printify is doing the busy work so you can build your brand.
That's right, and we didn't even touch on like personalized, automated personalization, which is available right now for the Printify pop-up store and coming soon to Etsy and Shopify and other sales channels like TikTok Shop and the like, where basically it's hands-off, where you set it up, your customer purchases a personalized item. There's a certain amount of magic that happens in the background, and a product is automatically created without you being involved. It's an absolutely wonderful improvement on the process, and I can't wait to make the announcement on this show that it's finally available on other sales channels. So check it out on Printify Pop-Up Shop. But ladies and gentlemen, before we bring out our guest, let's say we give out a second coupon code and let some folks out there win a little bit of money. So I'm going to ask you once again, ladies and gentlemen, to take out your Printify accounts, and on the left-hand side where it says wallet, click there, and then go to the Rewards Center and find the coupon code entry box. And prepare to enter today's second coupon code, which is Workflows. It's all about improving and optimizing your workflows, ladies and gentlemen. And then a quick note. If you see the message that says this coupon code doesn't exist, well, that's because you were a little bit too slow in typing because we only made 3 of them. But again, if you do win, please let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate your fast typing skills.
I didn't see any winners from the first coupon, so we know 3 of you won. Let us know.
We know you're out there. But hopefully you get a chance to win a little bit more because we're doing one more coupon code giveaway a little bit later. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring out our guest. He's the CEO of MyDesigns.io. His name is Curtis Blackmore, and he's nice enough to join us and give us a little bit of a tour of how MyDesigns works and how it can help you automate your workflow and work smarter and not harder. Curtis, how you doing today?
Doing great, Martin. Thanks for having me on.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us and sharing your wisdom with our audience. We really appreciate it. And before we kick things off, now, Curtis, I'm going to ask you a short trivia question here. I promise not to make it too hard, but the good news is you folks at home can play along as well. And I'll make sure it's multiple choice. Okay. So Curtis, are you ready to answer today's trivia question?
I think so. Let's do it.
All right. So roughly, how many t-shirt colors exist across global apparel? Is that A, around 40, B, around 150, C, around 500, or D, infinite? Because every time a designer shouts, make it slightly bluer, a new color is born. Now, don't answer right away, because I want to give our audience a chance to put their answers into the chat. And so I'll read it one more time. So roughly how many t-shirt colors exist across global apparel categories? Is it A, around 40, B, around 150, C, around 500, or D, infinite? Because again, every time you create a new blue, a new color is formed. So Curtis, what say you?
I'm going to go with infinite.
Ooh, you see that? Intuitively, I would go with that as well because it seems like, yeah, there's an infinite color spectrum out there. But unfortunately, the answer is C, around 500. But I would have made the same answer. So I won't deduct any points from your score.
I don't think anyone in our audience guessed either. Most people said either 40 or infinity. Infinite.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
There you go. We've all learned something
know.
here today on the Clicks to Riches show. All right. Well, thank you so much, Curtis. Before we get to your demonstration, I'm a little bit curious about MyDesigns. And for those out there that might not be familiar, like what is it and what inspired you to build it? Let's start there.
So I think the best way to look at it is MyDesigns is like your home base for automating your print-on-demand business. It's one place you can upload and organize your designs. You can then take those designs and create and publish them as products, generate mockups, write listing data, and utilize advanced AI. All doable in bulk. So that's kind of the key there is we're really about saving time. And I was really inspired to build it because there were no real good solutions in place at the time where I had thousands of excess designs over the years of doing POD, building up across Dropbox, Google Drive, my local device. And I needed a way that enabled me to go publish them as print-on-demand products without it taking months to do. So that's kind of the idea, and that's how MyDesigns was born.
Okay, so you've been deep into the print-on-demand world for quite a while now. So what's the biggest pain point that you saw creators struggle with that MyDesigns was built to solve?
It's really publishing automation, being able to take excess of 50 or 100 designs and turn them into products in a couple minutes. Just really saving you time in that space, allowing you to get way more products listed. Obviously, that's going to turn into more sales. So that was the main pain point, is kind of automating that process and streamlining it as much as possible.
Okay, so but your platform is known for helping sellers move fast. So can you give us a quick example of how MyDesigns helps automate or simplify what used to take hours?
Yeah, definitely. So I think if you look at the publishing side, publishing products, normally if you have 50 designs and you want to publish them as t-shirts to your Etsy shop, that could take several hours to do. And with MyDesigns, you can do it all within a couple minutes.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. But a lot of our viewers, they run solo shops or they operate in like small teams for like a limited time. So how can a tool like MyDesigns help someone like that compete in today's environment?
So MyDesigns gives you leverage. And what I mean by that, if you look at like big brands and trying to compete, they have large teams that basically do all the busy work. And as a solo seller, MyDesigns essentially becomes your team. It lets one person do the work of 10. He's using that as an example there. And it allows you to launch just as many products as the big guys so you can compete without really burning out.
Okay, well, we're just about to jump into your demo here. But before we do that, If you could give every POD seller watching today one piece of advice about working smarter with automation, what would that be?
I would say stop doing busy work. If a task can be, if there's a repetitive task like publishing products or generating mockups or even writing listing data, and it can be automated, you should be automating that as much as possible so that you can take your time and focus on higher value tasks. Like
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Well, let's go ahead and get into that demo because I know our audience out there is clamoring to see this product at work.
All right. All right, I'm ready. So I'm up here on the MyDesigns dashboard. I'm not sure if you can see my screen here.
Yeah, we're good.
But this is the MyDesigns dashboard. This is a demo account. And the first thing you want to do if you're a new seller to this, I'm going to take a concept that's usually kind of complex. Like for instance, let's say I wanted to publish 14 designs on t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies under one listing and using Printify to fulfill those products. So that's what I'm going to focus on here, just to show that off. If you're new to it, to MyDesigns, you can go to your account settings, go to shops, or go to print partners. You can connect Printify. Takes you over to Printify. It's like one click, and then you're back in MyDesigns. You'll have your shops here, and you would just link it to your published shops. So you've got Etsy connected to Printify, Etsy connected to MyDesigns. You link the shops right here, as you can see, and then you're good to go. It's that easy. So now that that's done, we can get into the fun part. I'm going to go to the listings page. This is where all the magic happens. So we have this folder system to organize designs, and I already created this Printify demo folder here. So I'm just going to go upload some designs. I got some demo designs here. I'm going to grab these 14 Christmas-related nurse designs and upload them. So I'm going to do all 14 of those at once, and now it's creating the listing in MyDesigns here. Should take a second. That'll wrap up. And it's as easy as once these are uploaded, just selecting them and going right into the publishing process, assuming you already had your Etsy shop connected. This works with Shopify, WooCommerce, and also TikTok Shops is going live in MyDesigns quite soon too.
And if I can just jump in here, Curtis, I want everybody watching to notice something about these designs. Now, he's taking a niche like nurses and Christmasizing it, okay, which is an excellent way to theme your shop for this holiday season and still scratch the itch that your niche has. But sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah, that's right. Now, so once I have these uploaded, I can just select all here. And there's so much you can do on the listings page. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to focus on publishing. We'll go publish up here and under print on demand and choose Etsy. And because I already connected Printify, I'm going to go with like the Bella 3001. We'll use that as the base example here. And now you have Printify here. So if I click that, it's going to show you all of the Printify printers, their pricing, etc. So I'm going to move up. We'll just go with Monster Digital here. Select them. And now this is our publishing process here. We have all 14 of these designs, by the way. It's not just one. It's 14 at a time that we're applying these settings to. So I'm going to leave it on the front print area. Now the print file, I'm going to line that more towards the top. So I'm going to move this design up, and you can see down here, we actually have all 14 of our designs. So I can right click on this once I have it aligned where I want it and sync that positioning across all these, and then just double check that they are aligned where I want them. So I think everything looks pretty good. To save time, I'd move some of these up towards the top a little more. And this is how you can quickly just adjust your design placement on that t-shirt. So if that looks good, you can save it. That'll re-render the mockups. But now I'm going to choose some colors here. These are going to look good on lighter colors. Then we'll just go with 4. And then I'll look at, we have the mockups built in. So you got your sizes, colors, and then our own mockup rendering engine here at MyDesigns with quite a few mockups. So I'm going to select a few of these, and we'll select colors for these mockups. And let me see. We also have size charts. So I'm going to grab a size chart as well. We'll get a Christmas mockup here. And then I'll add a size chart to the listing too for this Bella 3001. And now the Etsy, like you mentioned earlier in the show, Etsy allows up to 20 mockups now per listing. So I'm going to select, quite a few of these colors here. And this is just the Bella 3001. So you got the mockups rendering now, different colors. You know what? I'm going to actually add the heather mint too, so you can see the heather texture there. And enable it for this mockup. So how mockups work is you can actually just control which colors you want to render your design on. So it gives you a lot of control over how your listings are going to look. And then this is the size chart. It's going to show your design on it. And this is for the Bella 3001 specifically. So now I can drag and drop these where I want. But first, I'm going to go through and add another product to this listing, because that's what we're going to do is the multi-product publishing feature here. So up here, I got add product. And I'm going to go get the Gildan 18,000 sweatshirt. Again, choose Printify and keep it under the same printer. I always recommend that. And that'll be Monster Digital. Now let's choose our colors here. And again, add mockups for this one. So let me grab, I'll just keep this a little quicker. Grab this one here. Actually, there's a different size chart that matches the other one. Somewhere on the listing. Maybe we'll just go with that size chart there because that one looks good too. And now let's choose the colors for these. I'm going to select all, select the white for the size chart, move these size charts to the end here. And now again, I can adjust the design for these if I want, but to keep it simple, I'll just leave it as is. I'm going to go add one more product and we'll get the Gildan 18,500. So now we're adding a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and a hoodie option to one listing, and we're doing it for 14 designs at a time. So let's go Printify here, go Monster Digital, and select the colors one more time, and add the mockups for this particular listing. Let's go with, and it's a lot of mockups. So let me move the size charts to the end. So you can just drag and drop the mockups wherever you like to get the look you want. So if I wanted this to be the primary, you can just move it to the first, put the size charts at the end, and that's exactly how it's going to appear on Etsy or Shopify or wherever you're publishing. And you can also toggle this auto-generate video mockup on. I'm not going to do that now because it'll take longer to publish the products, but you can generate a video mockup with your listings automatically. And again, all this is happening in bulk. So at this point, I think we're good to go. We got the t-shirt, sweatshirt, and hoodie combined in one listing across 14 different listings. So if I rotate through these, you can see it's actually going to go to the next design and render that across the different mockups. So I will let that wrap up there, and then we'll move to the next step, which is your listing data. And we have a feature called Vision AI that will write your listing data for you in bulk. It's a really, really popular feature. So once that finishes rendering those mockups, I'll move to the next step. All right, so I can move up to the next step here, populate data. And again, you can manually go through and put in your titles, descriptions, and tags, but I'm going to use Vision AI. Select all of my listings that I'm publishing. I'm going to adjust this product type because there's 3 products on one listing to t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie. And now our Vision AI will understand those are 3 different products, part of this listing. And I'm going to use the MD 2.5 model. We're going to generate titles, descriptions, and tags for all 3 of those products or all 14 of those listings. You can just generate this. And how Vision AI works, it'll scan your design. It understands the marketplace you were selling on, and then it'll write optimized SEO data for your listings in bulk. So it only takes upwards of 15 seconds, and that should complete. So there we go. We got our titles, descriptions, which will have all of our product features for the Gildan 18,000, 18,500, and the Bella 3001. All the details are here, and you got your tags. And again, if I rotate through these listings, you can see that it has all those listings, and it's highly optimized, and it does a really good job. So now we can move to pricing. And on this step, it's going to pull in right here under cost because this is a Printify product. It's going to be fulfilled through Printify. It's going to pull in your cost from your Printify account. So it takes a second to load. But while we wait for that, I'm under the t-shirt here. So I'm just going to adjust the price to $29.99. And you can see the costs there now from Printify coming in. So if you have Printify Premium, it'll reflect the Printify Premium pricing right there. Now I'm going to go to the Gildan 18,000. We'll just adjust the price. And the same thing for the hoodie. I'm applying to all, and I'm making this fast, but if you wanted to, you can actually adjust pricing based on any variant, whether it's size or color. So at this point, we're ready to go. We can go to the last step here. You got your shop. If you have multiple Etsy shops connected, you can choose it here. For categories, I'll go to the gender neutral adult clothing because these are all unisex products. And under who made it, normally you would add Monster Digital to Etsy and then do another company or person and select that. It'll pull into MyDesigns, but I don't have that done on this demo account, so I'll just leave it as this. But that's it. So we can publish these. One last thing, let's say you don't want to go through this publishing process and do this every time, but you're going to create new designs that you want to fit into this type of publishing profile. You can just save this profile when you're done. I'll say Printify demo. And now you can one-click load that with new designs and all the settings, your mockups, the colors, the pricing, variants, everything is done for you. So you can one-click load and publish those going forward. So now I'll just publish that. And behind the scenes, MyDesigns will render all the mockups, create all the listings on Etsy in your drafts folder, and it's good to go. So that'll take a minute to finish that up, but that process will get started.
Wow. So tell us again, how many products did you just create?
So I just created 14 listings, but under each listing, I have t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. So that's 3 different main product combinations under one. So 14 times 3.
Wow. So in your estimation, if someone was to do this product by product, like how long would that take?
I'd say 5 to 15 minutes per product.
5 to 15 minutes per product. And we just did that in what, 6 minutes?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, in terms of saving time, you could be doing yourself a favor by taking advantage of something like this. Curtis, thank you so much for that demonstration. You have a coupon code and offer for our audience if they want to try this out too. Let us know what that is and what the offer is. And we're going to be popping in a link into the chat. You can also find it in the description if you're interested in checking out mydesigns.io for yourself. But tell us about this offer.
Yeah, so there's a 30% off discount for 12 months. So if you go on the monthly plan, that's 12 months. With the annual plan, that's 1 year. And that coupon code is Printify30. So you can just check out for any of the MyDesigns plans and use that Printify30 coupon code to get that offer.
All right, wonderful. Well, if you have a bad memory out there and can't remember the coupon code Printify30, don't worry, it's in the description of the video as well. So do yourself a favor, check it out, use the coupon code and sign up using the link that we are providing you. All right, thank you so much, Curtis. You mind sticking around and answering some questions from the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, wonderful. Leah, what do you got for us?
Yes, we have a good first question since we're talking about discounts. Karma Quantot is asking, how much is a subscription to MyDesign?
Ooh, good
So
question.
the starter plan is $24.99 a month. Then you can apply that 35% discount to get that even lower. And that allows you to do, like I used 14 designs in this example just now, but the starter plan, you can publish up to 24 products at a time.
Ooh, geez, that's going to save you some time. All right, good question. That's a great way to start off. Let's move on to the next one.
Next question is from the Garden Emporium. Fantastic name. Curtis, can we upload the mockups to Canva to add elements to the mockup?
So we actually have, I didn't touch on that in MyDesigns, but you can upload your own custom mockups and render those in bulk and actually link them to print-on-demand products too, so that it's available in the publishing process. But right now that's Photoshop based, so PSD files. In the future though, we are looking at a potential Canva integration to make it possible to kind of pull in those Canva mockups too.
Okay, well, let us know when that's available. We'll give it a shout out here on the show.
Mm-hmm. And a similar question about mockups here. Sarah Reeder is asking, can you customize your own mockups to make them stand out more? So can you customize mockups maybe within the MyDesigns platform or?
Yeah, so actually right now on the listings page, if you want to generate any of the mockups we have in our library, which is upwards of 15,000 now, you can render them and then open them in our Canvas editor and add elements and whatnot to them.
Okay, wonderful. And that's native on the platform, right?
Yeah, that's native on the platform.
Wonderful.
And now this is a question for me. Do you have mockups for all of the 1,000+ Printify products we have in the catalog, or is it mainly t-shirts, hoodings, or like top 100 products?
So we have mockups right now that are our own mockups for around 250 of the Printify products, and we're developing about 50 to 100 of them a day right now. So our plan is within the next several months to have every single Printify product onboarded. Right now we have 800 of your products in our catalog, and then also develop all of our own mockups too to go along with those. But you can also, by the way, I didn't touch on that, but you can actually right now, during our publishing process, if you're using Printify, render Printify mockups too. Mm-hmm. So you can take advantage of any of those Printify mockups.
That sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from Sophia. Is it SEO optimized? Now you talked about the titles, the listings. Talk us through the SEO process of that.
Yeah, so we look at the platform requirements, like Etsy, for instance, and look at through their SEO requirements, and we build our model fine-tuned on what they like to see in terms of the structure of your titles, your descriptions, and your tags. So yes, it's SEO optimized, and I always tell everybody it'll get you 80-85% of the way there. And if you want to come through after and kind of fine-tune, tweak some of the keywords in your titles and tags, then I recommend that. But it gets a lot of the heavy lifting done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Karma Quantot has another question. So does it work as good with more products versus images? For example, on Redbubble, where you can add it to 70+ products in a few minutes versus more designs and less products.
So that's completely up to you. I mean, I think it works both ways. If you want to take a design and put it on various products, like the same design, or take, 100 designs and put them on one product. Both are capable. You're capable of doing both in MyDesigns.
Mm-hmm. Another I think kind of mock-up question. Jenny C is asking, does it work on other products besides apparel? So do you have mainly apparel, or do you touch upon all the categories, product categories?
We have 800 plus products. So you can, in the multi-product publishing where I added just t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies to one listing, you can add whatever product you want to the same listing. So I could have added mugs, stickers, etc. to the same listing just now, but I'm just focusing on apparel in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no worries. Chances are, if you're looking for it, you're going to be able to find it.
Yep.
A question from Shelly Merkel. How do you know what shipping cost and Etsy fees are?
So Etsy fees, you can find those on Etsy. But for shipping costs, it's if you're using Printify, you can find those right on Printify, and we also pull in those costs into MyDesigns and include that during the publishing process, so you know approximately where to price your products and see exact profit you're going to get outside, excluding the Etsy fees.
Yeah, Etsy fees really wouldn't apply to this side of the process. That's gonna affect the retail side after the sale. So we're kind of talking about all the stuff that happens before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And another shipping question. I think it's kind of a problem for the customers, because if they choose more than one product from different providers, it's going to be more expensive. How can we kind of address this?
Yeah, so that's why when multi-product publishing, in this example, I use Monster Digital for all of those products, because if you are going to mix different printers, then of course you're going to pay separate shipping prices, because there's different printer fulfilling the product. So yes, you're going to pay more in shippings. So I just be conscious of the product you're putting together. So if someone is likely ordering, one or two from the same listing and it's coming to different printers, then yeah, you're going to pay double the shipping price.
Mm-hmm. I would say also, if you want to use different print providers, or you want to offer a t-shirt and a necklace, for example, they obviously will come from different print providers. In that case, you can either offer free shipping, build that shipping cost into the retail price, or kind of do like one averaged out shipping price. So it'll kind of balance out in the end.
Right, and make sure you communicate with your customers that are purchasing this way that those products are going to come separately, because I guarantee you, if you don't do that, guess what? That necklace is going to show up and they're going to fire off an email to you saying, hey, where's my other product? And then you'll have to get back to them and say, hey, it's going to be coming in a separate package. You could have avoided all that at the beginning by just letting your customers know exactly what that process is going to be.
Most customers are pretty understanding when it comes to
as long as you let them know ahead of time.
Exactly. A question from Darla in Texas. Can we automate with Everbee Store?
Not yet, but that's something we are looking into.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and a quick shout out to our folks over at Everbee. If you're looking for a live demonstration of their store builder tool, you can find that in the last episode of the Clicks to Riches show.
Mm-hmm. And another question from Sarah Reeder. For Etsy, does this help fill in their variations information, or is that still manual?
Right now, the variation side's still manual in terms of like putting in the textures and whatnot on a product. We don't support that yet, but actually setting up all the variants, sizes, colors, SKUs, yes, we do all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. How would MyDesigns handle text-based embroidery designs? So no graphic images, but embroidery. That's a good question.
Yes, so we have several of the embroidered products from Printify in our catalog, and our Canvas editor supports text, custom fonts, etc. And of course, you just want to follow the Printify guidelines when you're publishing those products. Turns out I know that like embroidery, you're kind of limited on colors, so you want to make sure you're utilizing the right colors to get the right product to the end customer. And yeah, we support that.
And I just want to give a shout out to you for even thinking about selling embroidered products, because especially this holiday season, that is one of those design elements that's really going to stick out for your customers, and it gives you an opportunity to charge accordingly.
Mm-hmm. That question was asked by Richard, by the way, so great question.
Shout out, Richard. I think we have time for one more question.
Yes, so what about the danger of losing the human touch if you automate too much? Is that something to think about?
I definitely think it's something to think about, and I think it's happening, and it's happening very fast. AI is, if you look 2 years ago, just like the diffusion models for image generation were really bad, and now it's almost indistinguishable from real art. Now, I think where you win is AI is going to get better and better. I don't think that there's any stopping that. It's just naturally going to progress. I think where you win is just really applying your touch, your style that can resonate with the end customer. And I don't think that we'll ever run out of options there. I do think that as AI gets more bigger, then obviously more personal handcrafted items and whatnot, like your own artistic items, are going to start to even become more and more profitable and more desired.
Right, and I think it's important to keep it into perspective. The tools that we talked about today, MyDesigns, they're going to get you 80, 90% of the way there, and that last 10% is when you get to put your spin on it. But pay attention, because we might be having this conversation next year, and that 10% is gone. So. Yep. Just keep your eyes on the industry just to see how it evolves, because again, like this time last year, we weren't here. Now we're here, and the future is anybody's guess. Mm-hmm. All right, Curtis, thank you so much. We really appreciate you sharing your time and giving the demonstration of your product. Folks, if you're interested at all, use that coupon code Printify30. Sign up using the link in the description. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. We have a coupon code, our last coupon code that we want to give away, folks.
I still don't see any winners in the chat, by the way.
Well, I certainly hope somebody's out there winning. So, I mean, it is the season for giving, and we certainly want to give you our money. So here's your last chance, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, wallet on the left-hand side of your Printify account. Find the reward center and prepare to enter today's second coupon code, which is BFCM Madness. Of course, I mean Black Friday, Cyber Monday Madness. It's going to be here before you know it, folks. Thanksgiving is only a stone's throw away, and then boom, we hit peak of peak season right after that. So make sure you prepare yourself accordingly, and good luck. But ladies and gentlemen, I promised you an action plan. How do you put to work all of the information that we have presented to you today to automate your workflows and work smarter, not harder? Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about step one, which is start at Printify. Turn on your automatic order approval settings so that everything goes to production automatically, and that gives you and it gives you a little bit of a built-in cushion of an hour or 24 hours to make any adjustments or anything like that. But make sure those go in automatically. And please give some serious thought to using Printify Choice this holiday season. We've optimized it based on your specifications, meaning you asked for faster fulfillment, quicker shipping times, and the lowest price possible, which is what you can find on Printify Choice. So this holiday season, when fulfilling the maximum amount of orders as possible is key, it's going to be your key to success. And make sure you enable automatic payments. You have a credit card on file, and if you're not using a credit card, make sure you have enough loaded up into your Printify balance so that order fulfillment is not interrupted.
Step 2, build a design factory, okay? Streamline how you create and publish and scale your design. So use mydesigns.io, upload one design and get it onto multiple Printify products. Use ChatGPT for your product titles and descriptions, and batch and duplicate your listings. You know, duplicate those bestsellers, tweak the colors and the slogans, and publish it in batches. You're gonna get 10 times as many listings in a fraction of the time, and your store is going to stay active and current. And be sure to keep an eye out for our co-founder AI assistant that's gonna help you find trends and launch designs and products even faster.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, step 3, create an always working marketing loop. Now, beyond the scope of our discussion today, there are several tools out there that will act as basically a marketing as the marketing wing of your business, where you can automate certain tasks and basically lay out a social media plan and an email marketing plan, all using simple prompts in AI, sets it all up for you and launches it automatically. But with that said, we did cover a few tools today, like for Etsy, you turn on the automated coupons and enable the alerts and things like that. Make sure you are using every single arrow in your quiver to lure in and convert as many paying customers as possible. Same goes for Shopify. Make sure you take advantage of all that functionality that Shopify Flow or some of those third-party add-on tools that you can find in the Shopify ecosystem to help build your business. Because your store, you could optimize things so that your store is promoting even while you're offline or even when you're sleeping.
And be sure to always track, test, and tweak your automation setup, okay? Keep improving it. Review your order flow weekly, check for any maybe kinks in the system, track your best-selling products, duplicate what's working, and revisit these automations every now and then as your shop grows, to check in on them. You're gonna evolve from hustling manually to managing your systems that are going to hustle for you.
Ooh, I like it. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, just because you're building an automation system doesn't mean it's 100% set it and forget it. You still got to review it every once in a while. Make sure there are no kinks in the system, because the last thing you want is to have all of this running in the background for months and months and months, only to find out that there was one little problem that was driving your conversion rate down. So make sure you constantly monitor the system on a regular basis, and keep your eyes open for the next big thing. Because we were just talking earlier about how quickly the AI revolution is evolving. You never know what that new tool, never know what that new strategy is going to be that's going to come out. So keep your ears and eyes open. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one final invite to join me for my live Q&As that I do on Sellers Club, on the free side of Sellers Club. So anybody within the sound of my voice is welcome to join. I do those on Mondays and Wednesdays, and for a reason, because it's part of Printify's commitment to making sure you have access to all the information you need to be successful, because we're not successful if you're not successful. So that's why we built the Sellers Club. And if you want to check it out for yourself, use code JOINSELLERS2025 for 30 days free, and join me for those Monday and Wednesday live Q&A sessions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and pop in the link to our post-show survey. We'll choose 3 of you at random that fill it out to completion to receive our prize package, which is a beautiful, lovely Clicks to Riches shirt that you could either wear yourself or re-gift to your favorite person this holiday season, and $50 of Printify sales credit placed directly into your account. So make sure make sure to do that, and let's start off this holiday season with a little bit of festive giving from your friends at Printify. Well, folks, we're about done. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to join us for the next episode of the Clicks to Riches show, which is going to happen in 3 weeks, because we're going to go a week after Thanksgiving, and we're going to be bringing you a very special presentation about how you can add charitable giving to your business plan to unlock and capture sales that improve your business and also give a little bit back to the community. We're going to invite our friends from the Stand Up to Cancer group, and we're going to be giving you a soup to nuts holistic presentation about how you can add this to your success plan. So join us in 3 weeks for that. So Curtis, before we say goodbye, do you have any last words for our audience?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the audience. I saw a lot of familiar faces from the MyDesigns community and some new ones. So that's awesome. And I'm just happy to be here.
Wonderful. And can I say, I love the shirt, man. You're looking good today. I appreciate you sharing your time with us. All right. Leah, do you have any last words for our audience?
Yes. If you're one of those that feel like automating too much is going to lose the human touch, your goal is going to be to keep the customer experience. As AI keeps evolving, and it's not going anywhere, focus on the human customer experience. Be responsive, be yourself, be authentic. That's where you're going to keep that human touch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So on behalf of the crew here at the Clicks to Riches show, myself, Leah, and our guest, Curtis, thank you so much for joining us today. Join us in 3 weeks after all the Thanksgiving and Black Friday, Cyber Monday madness on December 4th for the next episode of the Clicks to Riches show. But until then, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.